Good morning, friends. It's Bob again. We are in day 3 of Advent. That's Tuesday, and I'm so thrilled that you would join me today. We are preparing ourselves and reflecting on the anticipation of Christ's coming. We're sort of syncing ourselves with the expectations that the Israelites had in knowing their need for God and calling out to the Lord, and then the Lord answering with his Son by coming in the flesh. So with all that said, what I want to do is we're reflecting on from last Sunday's wonderful Counselor King, and I want to talk to you this morning just real briefly about that one time in my life where I actually had to come to grips with that I need a counselor. I needed a counselor. I was going through a really difficult time in my life. As a pastor, even of this church, and I was at my wit's end. I was depressed. I was hurting. I was angry, and it was leaking. And part of the issue was that I was being kind of come after by a person. I was being pressed on social media, and it was like, what's the social media accusation of the day and these different things, and it actually really was getting to me, and I wasn't doing well. And so finally I had to run the white flag up the pole, the surrender flag, and say, hey, I surrender. I need to talk to somebody. And I went and started to meet with a counselor, and as she started asking me questions, and it started to draw different things out of me and bring clarity. And I had a chance to, with that counselor, sit down and process what was going on inside of me with just great honesty, without having to, look at, oh, is this the right thing or is this not the right thing? I didn't have to sanitize anything. I could just be completely and totally and utterly honest. And in that question asking and in that question processing, I was able to discover the places where I was in pain. I was able to access the grace of God in my pain. I was able to get some healing and some equilibrium once again, and to connect with my wonderful counselor, King Jesus. Now, maybe you've been in that place before where you just are stuck and you need some help. You need to talk to a pastor. You need to talk to a counselor. I want to say, I, as a pastor, have been in that kind of a place. If you're in that kind of a place, it's okay to run up the flag and say, I surrender. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get out of this place that I'm in. Jesus, I need you to be my wonderful counselor, King. I need your counsel. And you can process everything with God completely honest, not sanitized, not all Christianized, but you can bring everything to him, and you can process these things with him, because he's safe. He is your King, and he's safe. Would you reflect on that today? Where is it that you need help? Were you in a time where you needed help so badly and God brought the help in certain sorts of ways? But let's bring our needs to this wonderful counselor, King Jesus. Let's bring him today, all day. Thanks so much for joining me. I love you, and we'll talk tomorrow.